And good morning, everyone, and welcome to our third segment this morning of our spring sports for 2017 interview with coaches and some players. And now we're going to do the girls' soccer, and we're going to start, as we have been doing this alphabetically with East Columbus. Coach Justin Furlow in his second year at East Columbus. And Coach, first of all, glad to have you here on this Saturday morning. Appreciate you giving up some time to be with us. And looking back at 2016, not from the record standpoint, probably what you wanted, but when you look in conference play, 4 of your losses in the Three Rivers Conference were by 2 goals or less. So it's not like the Gators were not competitive. They just need to take it up another notch to start putting some marks on the winner's side.
Yes, sir. We were pretty young last year. We had about 4 seniors graduate, and they were key roles, and we're having some people filling them for them. But for example, Courtney, she's the only senior who's on our team who's played for 4 years. As far as the people who've come out, she's only one of 2 seniors, so we're still young this year. So last year was a learning year for a lot of our younger girls who should step up this year. And they've learned, like you said, last year we were competitive, so hopefully this year we can take that a step further and teach them how to win and put some wins in that other column.
What would you say coming into the season would be what do you perceive as the strength or strengths from the team, defensively, offensively, goalkeeping? Just what are some of the areas that you feel pretty good about?
I feel better about our defense. We got a lot of girls this year who are coming out who are athletic. Some of them played basketball, so they're in shape, better shape than what we had last year. So we should be able to be better on the defensive side, and then we have to develop our offensive side this year.
Okay. Let's go over to Courtney for a moment. Courtney, he said you've been playing soccer 4 years?
Correct.
And have you seen, again, despite the record, have you seen in those first 3 years that the soccer program you feel like is beginning to improve and move in the right direction?
Yes, more people have come out, but I would like for more people to be encouraged to play more soccer.
And it's kind of one of those things where winning generates more interest and people want to be involved in that, and it's got to start somewhere. So maybe this year your senior season is going to be the one that inspires people in the future to become more involved with East Columbus soccer, right?
Right.
What do you enjoy most about playing, and what position do you play?
Well, I play defense, and mostly just the friends, the people you meet, because it's a pretty big school, so you meet new people that you see every day, and they just become more like family instead of just friends.
Let me go back to Coach Furlow a minute, talking about, schools at the 1A level, and you've got girls soccer, you've got softball going on at the same time. East Columbus does have a fairly strong tradition in softball. It's kind of it's hard with the limited number of athletes to field teams that are competitive, in both when you don't have that many to choose from, right?
It is. It basically comes up to a point where you're splitting your athletes. A lot of times, so for example, the girls coming from basketball, some of them go out and play softball, and some of them go out and play soccer. The thing that I try and tell them is that soccer is much more similar to basketball because a lot of them they are basketball players. They love basketball. So what I try and tell them is that basketball and soccer are very similar. They're both free-flowing sports. A lot of your plays are the same. A lot of it's based around passing, whereas softball is a set sport. It stops and things like that. So, the ones who are not very sure, who, don't know if they want to play soccer or softball, because a lot of the girls do say, they played both in middle school and they love both of them. But like you said, that tradition a lot of times pushes them towards softball, and I think we're trying to change that to where, which one would you prefer to play versus which one are you being told to play. And I think that is kind of where hopefully we're going in the county, is trying to grow soccer a little bit. But like you said, winning becomes a big part of that. Softball has been pretty successful at East, so it generates a lot of interest. Soccer, we're rebuilding, so hopefully this year we can win some and generate more interest with our sport.
Do you get a lot of your soccer players that have experience outside of the school, that have played something other than middle school, or is that something in the eastern end of the county? I know that Dixie softball is prevalent in the eastern in the county for one thing. So you don't have that many with travel experience playing for you, do you?
No, sir. With Brinkley Park, it's mainly Dixie softball and Dixie baseball. So you have those feeder programs coming in. So kids have been playing baseball and softball their entire lives. Whereas soccer, most of our girls and boys don't get that experience until they get to the middle school. So it does kind of put us behind a lot of other schools, especially if we play like non-conference. If we play games against other schools and other counties where they do have those feeder programs where they have youth soccer in that community. So kids have got a 5, 6, 7 year head start on playing.
And tough to overcome that when you're starting with them at the high school level. Yeah,
yes, sir.
I understand that totally. All right, let's move down next here to South Columbus. Coach Andrew Rice, who I'll have to say is in the top 2 or 3 most energetic head coaches in Columbus County that I have been exposed to. And I mean that in a very complimentary way.
Thank you.
By the way. Looking at your roster from last season, I see Elizabeth Long's name on there as a senior, and then I see a whole lot of juniors that are seniors this year. So you're coming back with a lot of experience on the varsity level.
Absolutely. That's something we were talking about just a few minutes ago, is that I only lost one senior last year, and she brought a lot of experience and a lot of talent to what we were doing and what we were wanting to accomplish. So this year we end up having seven seniors, almost half of our team as seniors. So we do have a lot of experience coming back. So hopefully that will trickle down as well, and those seniors can work with our freshmen, because we have a really good freshman class coming in also. So hopefully those seniors are going to be working with the freshmen and allowing them to grow at a quick pace.
And I would think, too, that these seniors, having played for you for a period of time now,
yes, sir.
Know what you expect and probably have a much better idea of the level that they must reach in order to be competitive in the conference and, make some moves in the playoffs.
Absolutely. Now that I've been there, this is going to be my 3rd year. The girls that have played for me, previously there's been just coaches kind of bouncing around at South Columbus, and I think one of the things that our program really needed is just stability. So the girls that are seniors now, this will be their 3rd year playing for me, and I've only had one other coach or no other coach that they played for before. So the stability, I think, is going to really help them to know, hey, these are the expectations that you need to meet. This is what our conference is going to be like. And we also have the largest schedule that we've ever had, girls or guys, this year. We're going to play 19 games and even 1 scrimmage, which is by far the most games we've ever played.
At South Columbus, do you think that the appreciation for soccer has increased since you've taken over as the head coach?
I think it's growing, yes, sir. I think that a lot of people are beginning to notice that this is not just a sport for the nobodies to play, because really that's the idea with soccer, especially in our area. A lot of people assume that you just grow up, you play baseball, you play softball, just like Justin said. And if you don't, and if for whatever reason either you're not athletic enough or you just want to run a lot, then you can go play soccer. So I think that it has grown. Our Stallion Club has shown a lot of appreciation and has seemed to take in liking to the way that our program is being run. So I've been very excited about our Stallion Club getting on board with us, as well as our administrative staff has been very supportive with helping us in any way possible that we needed. So we've got a lot of support behind us.
I was going to ask your player this, so I'm going to let you give the answer that you think that your player would give to describe your in-game coaching style.
I do a lot of yelling, and it's not necessarily demeaning yelling.
Right.
A lot of it is instruction and very high energy, I would say. And it's not something where I take a play off. I guess you could say a lot of coaches allow their team to kind of free flow as they want. But I feel like that due to the lack of experience of our players, especially a lot of them just coming in and playing maybe a couple of years of middle school or just starting out at high school, they don't have the experience and they don't understand how the game needs to really flow on its own. And so I do offer a lot of instruction during that time. And of course, girls on the other side of the field can't really hear what I say, so it just ends up being a lot of noise.
Makes you feel better, though, right?
So sometimes it goes on deaf ears, but a lot of times I think it helps them out.
All the ears aren't deaf, because anytime I'm there, I am pretty much thoroughly entertained by you when I'm on your sideline, and it's helped me learn the game and have a greater appreciation for the game. And I do want to tell that to everybody in here now. My appreciation for the sport of soccer has grown by leaps and bounds since I have actually gone out and started covering it more in depth in the last couple. It doesn't hurt that I have a 10-year-old grandson who wakes up in the morning with a soccer ball attached to his foot too. So
that's excellent.
Anyway, but just a much greater appreciation for the sport in general and the job that you all do. All right, let's move over here to West Columbus. Coach Mark Edge, Juliana Evat, Mary Ellen Waddell, Kylie Jenkins listed as seniors from last year's squad, but it looks like you've got a good 14, 15, 16 people with some varsity soccer experience coming back for West Columbus.
We do. We've got a big group coming back, and all of those players have had the experience with me as well. Like Andrew said, playing 2 to 3 years with me, so they know the expectations already. We've got 3 seniors again this year, so it'll be kind of the same setup as last year. And I feel like our juniors and sophomores will be able to step into those spots that we'll be missing from our seniors that graduated last year.
The Coach Browning sat softball in that same chair that you were sitting in last time, and you're in a somewhat reverse role than maybe South Columbus and East Columbus anyway are, and it seems like in the springtime for the female students that the girls soccer team is the place to be, and you're benefiting from the fact that you've had some success, playoff win last year. People want to be a part of that.
Right. I think soccer has grown in our area just a little bit, especially on the girls' side. The girls coming from middle school tend to gravitate towards soccer versus softball. I don't know why that is. Of course, this year it was a pretty even split between the freshman girls that I expected, to see some of them with soccer, and they ended up going to softball, which is fine because we need to split those athletes so that we can have success on both sides of the school. But our program's growing with soccer, which is really good.
Let's go over here to Nene. I know it's going to say Tanisha, but that's what she prefers. Nene? Nene. Okay. It's not, anyway, whatever. Looking forward to the soccer season?
Yes, sir.
What are you most excited about?
I'm really set on the teammates and stuff because I feel like we're all working together to achieve the same goal. And at the end of the season, you're going to form some type of bond with everybody. So, and I like meeting new people and getting to talk to them.
And a playoff win last year, I guess it was pretty exciting and makes you look forward to this year even more so, right?
Yes, sir. Because last year we got pretty close, especially in the second round.
Right.
And it was a head-on. So I really want to get to that level this time.
Now, what position do you play?
I play left wing.
And what would you say is your best skill on the soccer pitch? Passing, scoring, shooting.
Probably passing.
Passing. Okay. Well, hey, somebody's got to pass it. Usually, for there to be a goal scored, it's not a whole lot of one-on-one. I think Coach Edge is smiling because he doesn't agree that you're a great either that you hog the ball or you're not a great passer. But we'll go back to him and get a comment on that. Coach Edge.
Was whispering over here was that she is probably the most aggressive player on our team. She's going to go after the ball and she's going to keep going for it until she gets it. And she's pretty good at passing as well and shooting. So that's just
aggressiveness is a great trait to have as any
trait.
athlete, and especially in soccer. As I've said, it's a much more physical game with contact than one may. If they are just reading about it in the paper or whatever, even watching it on television, till you go see a game in person, there's really a difference in the level of aggressiveness that's going on out there.
It really is.
All right, let's move down here to the right to Coach Ronnie Todd, and I'm not going to try to make him cry, but I'm going to read some names: Ashley Carter, Abigail Owens, Madison Henson, Mia Shelley, Sam Lane, Virginia Savage, Ashlyn Floyd, Tori Priest, all seniors off last year's squad that have been a part of a very successful Whiteville girls soccer program, and certainly will be missed. But you also have a lot of players returning that have a lot of varsity experience as well, and Whiteville girls soccer has a tradition to live up to. I think that all of the girls coming back realize, right?
That's right. That's about 400 goals we're missing there, just and
Just
a little over
400.
300 assists. But we do have a good group returning. We have 5 seniors. One never played. She got her from softball actually, but we got 4 seniors that are returning that I expect a lot of good leadership out of, and they're playing well, and I expect them to take the team and run with it.
Now, I believe if I saw the crowd that you actually had an inter-squad scrimmage yesterday, and how'd the team look? How'd that turn out?
It went well. We had a good crowd. It was actually a blue-white game where we just kind of divide the teams up and play the scrimmage to kind of get them going. They looked better than I thought. They passed the ball around. We got to work on some spacing and identify who's going to play where, and still got to figure out who's going to be on what team right now.
Obviously, your numbers are pretty good to be able to divide up and play something like that. The interest in girls soccer at Whiteville is still high, right?
It is. We had 42 to sign up, and some of them still doing cheering and basketball. We should be getting some from them shortly, we hope. Wish them well in their sport they're playing, but we're
Right.
ready for them as well.
The bar has been set pretty high for Whiteville soccer with what the girls have done in previous seasons. Do you see that as an advantage because the girls that have been in the program and then move up into the starting positions know they've seen what the other girls have done to get you to that point, or sometimes is it almost a weight to carry that the expectation level is so high for your soccer program?
It is high, but our goal is to have fun. I mean, we want to win. We want to be as good as we can be, but I want the girls to enjoy their time playing soccer at Whiteville High School, whether we're 20-0 or 0-20. I want them to enjoy it and get
Right.
look back later and say, hey, I miss that.
All right, you brought Lauren DeMuzio with you, and let's speak to her just a moment. Lauren, do you think it would be an enjoyable season under Coach Todd if you did go 0-20?
I feel like a lot of us would be deaf by the end of it, but it would still probably be fun.
What do you enjoy most about playing soccer?
I think each game is just such a new experience, and throughout the season, everybody grows and we grow closer together, and it's just really interesting looking back at the first game that we played together compared to the last one or 7 from the beginning, because we get better as they go on and we get closer, and it's just great to watch that happen.
Okay, and what are your expectations for Whiteville soccer this season, knowing what they've accomplished in the past? And you've been a part of those accomplishments as well. So obviously you're going to be one of the people that leads the younger players.
I would hope so. I think that if nothing else, by the end of the season, we're going to have a lot of great people who had an amazing time and come back to play again next year regardless of what happens.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, we'll go down here to Courtney again. Courtney, as a 4-year player and obviously going to be one of the leaders on the team, what's your leadership style going to be like? Are you more one that let your actions on the field speak for you, or are you a vocal person that will get after a teammate to they need to step it up?
I'm more of an action person. Actions speak louder than words, but sometimes words help. So
Okay.
I'll leave that to Coach.
And Coach Furlow, do you have a number of seniors that you feel confident that will step up and say, hey, this is the way it should be done, or this is the way we do it here?
Well, right now it's just Courtney, and then we have another girl, Brianna, who's coming out. And this will be her first year playing soccer since middle school. So
you're really going to be relying on Courtney quite a bit for that then?
Relying on Courtney and relying on also some of our juniors
Right.
who were with us last year to kind of step up. We've already had one or two. Alex Rye will step up and be a leader. But as far as senior leadership, we're kind of slim on seniors. So I'm just looking to my upperclassmen, juniors, and seniors to kind of help lead the team and set our expectations that I had set for them last year and kind of continue the trend.
Coach Rice, when you let the girls get a word in edgewise, who were some of the and you've got quite a list here, and I say that again with complimentary. Who do you expect to take some of the leadership roles from the vocal standpoint? Is there somebody specifically or one or two girls that will help you keep the other girls in line with what you need to do to be successful?
I think in regards to being vocal, there are definitely probably 3 or 4 that are definitely vocal, and that's you see that in practice, you see that in the way that we do our workouts and our scrimmages, and some of those names that come to mind are Turner Simmons, Sydney Cattell, and Amanda Watts. All 3 of those are very vocal, which is good because they know the expectations I have. They know the expectations that the team has set for themselves at the beginning of the year and the goals that we want to accomplish. And of course, if nobody can hear me on the field, then there are 3 or 4 that can back up and do exactly what we need. And so we have others that lead in other ways. Our other seniors, Mary Catherine Zokel and Whitney Ward, Josabeth Hernandez and Yasmin Domenico, all of them lead in different ways. But I think those 3 that I named before are definitely the vocal ones that get after it. So they'll be a huge asset for me.
Okay. Coach Edge, you said that she's aggressive on the field. Is she aggressive with the other players, or does she leave that up to you, or is there someone else?
I will say our senior captains, her and Peyton Sasser, are both very vocal about what they want for our team, and they want to push our team to be the best that they can be, and they're going to speak up and tell them if they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing, and meeting the expectation.
Are you comfortable in that role, or is that something that you kind of feel as a senior now and a captain that you need to do, whether you're comfortable doing it or not?
Well, I mean, like, in the past, I've tried to, kind of fall back and let the, other, captains ahead and stuff. But, this year, I feel like I've been more, vocal towards the other players and, actually, well, Edge won't want you to do this, Edge won't want you to do that. Yeah. Okay.
Lauren, same thing with you. Are you one that's more likely to speak up and with your experience and say, that's not, tell a younger player, that's not what the way we do it here. That's not what Coach Todd would want. Or are you going to leave that to Coach Todd or someone else?
I feel like if somebody does something that Coach Todd doesn't want them to do, he will make sure that they know that. But in case he's not there, we have our seniors, all of us are really good at not getting angry, but constructive criticism towards other people for the sake of helping everybody get better. So.
I haven't asked this to anyone else because this may only apply. How many years have you been playing soccer?
In total?
Yeah.
14.
And and there's the difference that we're talking about and where we are with the programs right here in the same county where we have you and several of your teammates probably have been playing with you on those teams as well, and that has got to be a special bond that you have. And I don't know if you can totally anticipate someone else's move, but you've got a good idea of how they're going to react during a game, right?
It is. When you've been playing with someone for so long, I mean, you see how they play at the beginning of the game when we're all about to pass out and die, how everybody reacts. And when you've been playing with certain people for so long, you really can. You can anticipate where they're going to be, and it makes everything a lot easier and run smoothly.
Okay. Coach Todd, go back to you for some final comments, whatever you'd like to say about the upcoming season. Know you're excited about it and looking forward to it as always.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a really good season. I think the conference is going to be really tight. We're going to battle just kind of like the boys' season. We're going to see how it comes out. I do depend on my seniors a lot. Lauren's the captain, and the 14 years her experience. I actually watched them play, and we run plays off of what I learned from watching them. So they help me design stuff. We run some corner kicks that I've learned from her and Morgan. They don't even realize that, and some throw-ins and stuff that I learned from our captains. So they're not necessarily vocal leaders, but they lead by example. And they do take charge, and she's right. They're not hollering. They'll call them together and have a little calm conversation. I'm like, ugh. Anyway, they handle it very well. So we depend a lot on our leaders, and I think they'll do fine.
Okay. Coach Edge, coming back to you, just expectations. Anything else you'd like to say about this upcoming season?
I look forward to this season. We're going to have a good time. We're going to have a good team, and hopefully we can make another playoff run. I think that's one of our team goals, is to try to make it to those playoffs again, and just to play for something bigger than ourselves.
Okay. Coach Rice?
Yes, sir. Our experience is hopefully going to lead us well this year. I'm really excited about what the team has to offer. I'm excited about how our seniors can lead our freshmen, both of them being our two biggest classes. Our seniors we have 7 seniors and I think 5 freshmen coming in. So both of those are going to hopefully work well together. We're going to depend on some freshmen to step up and do some things that they've never done before, and those seniors hopefully will lead them in doing that. And with that, maybe we got as close as probably we've ever been this past year with winning a playoff game. So hopefully this year we will get over that edge and be able to walk off the field with a win in our pocket.
Okay. And Coach Furlow?
I'm looking to be more competitive. Like you said, last year we were competitive, but we fell a little short. Looking this year to be even more competitive, and like Coach Todd said, it's going to be a tight conference this year. And then I'm looking forward to my upperclassmen coming back with some experience and with expectations, and looking for Courtney to lead us as a senior.
Well, I'd like to tell all of you again how much I've enjoyed the last couple of years, where I've been much more involved with covering soccer than I have been before. You've all been very good to work with, and I appreciate that, and I hope all of you have very successful seasons. I know that you're going to have to play each other, and somebody's got to win and somebody's got to lose, but it's great to see Columbus County teams being able to advance in the playoffs. It's been great to see the growth at some of the schools where, and I think overall that's got to help the Whiteville program when the other programs in the county have become more competitive, and help prepare them, for playoff runs. And when, on the other hand, when you're playing a team that has been successful and you see that you're starting to, compete with them, that says a lot about your programs and where you're able to build on that and keep going. But enjoy doing it, and hope to continue giving you the coverage that you deserve, because everybody is out there working hard, putting the time in, putting the sweat equity in as well. And we hope to keep trying to get the public out to see the good things you're doing. So is anybody got anything that they'd like to close with, or that can close it? All right. Appreciate you taking the time being here this morning. And that finishes up our 2017 girls soccer spring sport. And we'll be following that up with boys tennis in just a few moments.